What if the birthplace of American liberty was also the forge of its industrial might? A state founded on peace that became the site of its bloodiest battle. A place of radical tolerance that was carved out of a rugged, unforgiving wilderness. This is not a land of contradictions. This is a state where every major chapter of the American story was written first. From the dream of a new world to the brutal reality of building it, this is the entire story of Pennsylvania. Our story begins 400 million years ago in a world unrecognizable. Two ancient continents, Laurentia and Gondwana, were on a collision course. As they crashed together in slow motion, the earth between them buckled, folded, and rose, creating a mountain range that would have dwarfed the modern Himalayas. These are the ancestral Appalachian Mountains. For millions of years, these colossal peaks stood, then eroded, then were buried, then rose again. This deep, violent history is the silent engineer of Pennsylvania. It trapped and cooked ancient plant matter into the largest deposits of anthracite and bituminous coal in America. It folded the rock, creating the distinctive Ridge and Valley Province, a landscape of long, parallel mountains that would dictate the flow of rivers, the path of armies, and the routes of railroads. It created a formidable barrier, a wall of mountains that would separate the settled coast from the vast, unknown interior. Everything that happens next is a consequence of this geological drama. For millennia, this land has been home to the Lenape, the Susquehannock, and other indigenous peoples. Their world is one of rivers and forests, their lives tuned to the rhythms of the land. Then, in the late 17th century, a new idea arrives, an idea so radical it would change the world. In 1681, an English Quaker named William Penn receives a vast tract of land from King Charles II to settle a debt owed to his father. Penn, a member of a persecuted religious minority, sees this not as a commercial venture, but as a chance to conduct a holy experiment. He envisions a society built on principles that were revolutionary at the time. Complete religious freedom for all who believe in God, fair dealings and land purchases from the native population, a progressive criminal code, and a government accountable to its people. He calls it Pennsylvania, or Penn's Woods. If you are enjoying this journey into the forces that shaped America, now is a great time to subscribe. We release new deep dives into the stories behind the map every single week. Penn's vision is an immediate success. While other colonies are struggling with religious strife and violent conflict with native tribes, Pennsylvania becomes a haven. Quakers, Mennonites, German Pietists, and Scots-Irish Presbyterians flock to the colony, drawn by the promise of tolerance and cheap land. Philadelphia, Penn's city of brotherly love, becomes the largest and most cosmopolitan city in British North America, a bustling port and a center of intellectual life, science, and medicine. But this success creates a new tension. The pacifist Quakers who control the government are increasingly at odds with the hard-bitten Scots-Irish settlers on the frontier, who clash with Native Americans as they push west into the Appalachian Mountains. The holy experiment is tested by the harsh realities of a growing empire, and the Quaker government eventually loses political control, but their founding ideals remain embedded in the state's DNA. By the 1770s, Philadelphia is the unofficial capital of the colonies, the natural meeting place for those who are beginning to dream of a new nation. It is here, inside a brick building now known as Independence Hall, that the American Revolution finds its voice. In 1776, the Second Continental Congress adopts the Declaration of Independence, a document that turns a colonial rebellion into a universal struggle for human rights. A year later, as the British Army occupies Philadelphia, George Washington's Continental Army endures a winter of unimaginable hardship at Valley Forge. Starving, freezing, and ravaged by disease, the soldiers persevere, their resilience forged in the brutal Pennsylvania winter. This crucible of suffering transforms a ragtag militia into a professional fighting force. And in 1787, delegates returned to Independence Hall to draft the United States Constitution, creating the framework for a new form of government. Pennsylvania is not just a participant in the Revolution, it is its headquarters, the stage on which the United States was born. With independence won, the nation looked west and Pennsylvania became the gateway. The old Appalachian barrier was breached by roads like the National Road and canals like the Schuylkill Canal. But the state's destiny was not in agriculture, it was in the rock beneath its feet. The Industrial Revolution arrived, and Pennsylvania became its beating heart. The state's vast reserves of anthracite coal in the east and bituminous coal in the west fueled the nation's factories, railroads, and steamships. In Pittsburgh, a new industry was born. Andrew Carnegie, a Scottish immigrant, perfected the Bessemer process and began producing steel on a massive scale. Pittsburgh became the Steel City, its skies glowing red from the blast furnaces that were building the bridges, skyscrapers, and railroads of a new industrial America. Then, in 1859, in the quiet town of Titusville, a man named Edwin Drake drilled a well and struck oil. It was the world's first commercial oil well, and it unleashed an energy revolution that would change the planet. For a time, Pennsylvania was the world's leading producer of both steel and oil, the undisputed industrial titan of the globe. This immense industrial power plays a decisive role in the nation's next great crisis. In 1863, the Civil War reaches its terrifying climax in the rolling hills of southern Pennsylvania. Confederate General Robert E. Lee, hoping to win a decisive victory on northern soil that would force the Union to sue for peace, marches his army into the state. The Union Army meets him at the small crossroads town of Gettysburg. For 3 days, from July 1st to July 3rd, the two armies clash in the bloodiest battle ever fought in North America. The battle culminates in Pickett's charge, a disastrous frontal assault by 12,500 Confederates against the center of the Union line on Cemetery Ridge. The charge is repulsed with catastrophic losses. Lee's army is broken, and the high watermark of the Confederacy recedes from Pennsylvania, never to return. The battle is the turning point of the war, ensuring the survival of the nation that was born in Philadelphia just 87 years earlier. For the next century, Pennsylvania's industrial might continues to grow. Its factories and mills are the arsenal of democracy in 2 world wars, churning out the steel, ships, and munitions that help win those conflicts. But by the 1970s, the engine begins to sputter. The American steel industry, facing stiff foreign competition and saddled with outdated technology, collapses. The coal mines, once the lifeblood of entire regions, begin to close as the nation shifts to other energy sources. The state becomes the heart of the Rust Belt, a symbol of industrial decline. The skies over Pittsburgh clear, but the blast furnaces fall silent. Hundreds of thousands of high-paying manufacturing jobs disappear, devastating entire communities and leaving a legacy of economic hardship. And yet, Pennsylvania endures. It reinvents itself once more. Pittsburgh, once the smoky symbol of heavy industry, transforms into a global center for healthcare, robotics, artificial intelligence, and education, a model of post-industrial recovery. Philadelphia, the old colonial capital, re-emerges as a vibrant hub of culture, medicine, and innovation. The state's rural areas, once scarred by mining and logging, find new life in tourism and specialized agriculture. The Amish country in Lancaster County becomes a world-famous destination, a living link to a pre-industrial past that coexists with the modern world. Today, in 2026, Pennsylvania is a perfect microcosm of the entire United States. It is a state of profound political division. The liberal, diverse, and economically dynamic urban centers of Philadelphia and Pittsburgh are separated by a vast, conservative, and often struggling rural interior, a region sometimes called Pennsyltucky. This deep-seated divide makes it the quintessential swing state, a place where presidential elections are won and lost by the narrowest of margins. The old geological divide, the Appalachian Mountains, has become a political one. The state's history is visible everywhere you look, in the quiet, hallowed battlefield at Gettysburg, in the soaring modern skyscrapers of Pittsburgh, in the simple horse-drawn buggies of the Amish, and in the sacred halls of Independence Hall. So, what is the entire story of Pennsylvania? It is the story of America itself, written in a single state. It is the story of a radical dream of peace and tolerance, tested by war and forged in industry. It is the story of a state that was the birthplace of the nation, the engine of its industrial power, the site of its most decisive battle, and now the reflection of its divided soul. It is the Keystone State, the piece that holds the entire American arch together. From Penn's woods to the Rust Belt and beyond, Pennsylvania is not just a place on a map. It is the enduring, complicated, and ever-evolving heart of the American experiment. It is a testament to the fact that a state's identity is never fixed, but is a story of constant reinvention, a relentless negotiation between its past and its future. That is the entire story of Pennsylvania.